Yes, people, England have just selected, or Gareth Southgate, a 33-man provisional squad for the training camp, and we're reacting to it. We haven't even read the names, just had a quick browse. You're going to see it pop up on the screen somewhere at some point so you can see for yourselves. But this is actually just a pure reaction to see what we've got going forward. And from a glimpse, all I can say is I'm probably impressed by this list, but there might be a couple names that, that you could say is a bit, well, of a surprise to some, because the way Gareth Southgate is. Noticeable one, if you don't know, smash the like button before you do so. Marcus Rashford isn't in the squad.
Yeah, do you know the maddest thing is that if Southgate did stuff like this earlier in his career, he might have a few more backers. He's actually taken a risk.
Yeah.
Henderson's not in the squad as well, right? Who came back to Europe to try and get in the squad. Great, we're happy to see that. Rashford, I like that he's not going based on whose names. However, I'm unsure how I feel about the Rashford one.
Well, let's go through some of the names anyways, right? So we got 33. The four keepers, Dean Hendo, Jordan Pickford, Aaron Ramsdale, James Trafford. So not Sam Johnstone or anybody else. James Trafford.
And I presume, what's his name? Newcastle's Pope's out. Is he
Pope's
still
out?
out?
Yeah, he's out. Well, he come back, but it's not enough.
Not match fit enough.
Nah. Defenders, Jared Branthwaite from Everton, Lewis Dunk, Joe Gomez, which I think is much deserved, Mark Gay, Eric Ezri Konza, Harry Maguire, Jarrell Kwanzaa from Liverpool, Luke Shaw, who's been injured for a while, and I think we can
When did he last play?
Luton Town. That was like, what, January, February? John Stones, Kieran Trippier, Kyle Walker. So we've got that batch of defenders. By the way, we have to...
So you know who's missing there as well.
Yeah, we have to work out...
Chilwell. No, Chilwell.
Yeah, Chilwell didn't get... None of that. And no Reece James. No Reece James.
That's it. Actually, do you know what? But that's probably because of what we have on the right-hand side.
Yeah, probably. But we can go through that anyway. So
that's the Chilwell one's interesting because he's forcing Luke Shaw based on, all right, you're injured, but I'm still going to... Or not injured. You've just come back. So I rate you, so I'm going to put you in. Chilwell, who's...
I don't even know if he's injured or not.
I don't believe Chilwell's it. I mean,
he's not the
Don, you watching? Is Chilwell injured? Don will be happy.
Well, you got to think the Euros doesn't start for another.
But it's interesting that he's gone with Luke Shaw, but not Chilwell. So he's really not having Chilwell.
Yeah. Then we got in the midfield. Weird enough, don't worry. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Conor Gallagher, which. Curtis Jones, Kobbie Mainoo, Declan Rice, Adam Wharton from Crystal Palace.
You know he's putting Conor Gallagher just to keep all the Henderson...
The Henderson crew happy.
The Henderson crew. We've got the new one. No more Henderson, we now have Gallagher.
Yeah. Then we got in forwards, Jude Bellingham, Jared Bowen, Eze, Phil Foden, Anthony Gordon, deserved. Jack Grealish, question marks a little bit, but he's a different option, I suppose. Harry Kane, James Maddison, Cole Palmer, very much deserved. Bukayo Saka, Ivan Toney, and then Ollie Watkins. So on that notice, we have to try and work out now. I like this squad. I'm not going to lie. You're right there, mate. Yeah.
Now.
Wow. We have to work out. So we allowed 26 that's allowed to go to the Euros. We have to work out who's going to get cut. So we need to work out the 7 that's going to get cut.
So straight away,
what's the
on Rashford? So
yeah, he's got. That's as simple as this year. Let's not beat around the bush. He's only got himself to blame, mate.
100%. I mean, first and foremost, does this confirm that Marcus Rashford is leaving Man United?
Nah.
But your new manager has left him out of the squad. Yeah. So clearly there's an issue between your new manager and your star boy. So maybe, he's gone, listen, I'm going to leave him out so he knows what time it is. So by the time I arrive at Old Trafford and Carrington, that guy's out the door. But no, right, so joking aside, when I've been speaking about the quality of the players and the football IQ of some of the players that England have, right?
Yeah.
Marcus Rashford doesn't fall into it. Yeah?
Nah.
I'm talking your Declan Rices, your Jude Bellinghams, your Phil Fodens. You know what, to a certain extent, your Harry Kanes, and how we could play your Sakas and how we could play. And then Rashford is not it. However, sometimes you do just need something a little bit different.
Yeah.
And I think
go on.
Rashford could be it. He's not. He has. Look, I don't rate Rashford. You know, I don't rate Rashford. I don't rate his football IQ. I don't rate his work ethic. However, he does score goals for England, so it does surprise me a little bit. But I mean, fair play. I'm not going to miss him, but it just surprised me. I thought he would be in.
I don't think you can't. How do you explain to someone like it's like the Darren Bent situation about 13, 14 years ago why he didn't get selected as well? It's like he had a great season. Ollie Watkins, great season,
true.
up
Very
there in GA, right? Bukayo Saka, not the greatest performances, but it's Bukayo Saka. Cole Palmer, right hand side. So you're not going to get over on the right. Let's be real.
Do you know another thing?
Eze's come to life.
And do you know another thing that I think might have?
I don't know about.
You know,
Madison,
sometimes people need something to happen for them to go, do you know what? Maybe I was wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know if the performances of Kobe Mainoo when he's putting an England shirt,
It's only a couple, isn't it?
but he's looked quite good.
Yeah.
And I don't know if maybe that's made Southgate think, do you know what? I need to give a few more people a chance. And that's my maybe Wharton. Now, I personally think there could be an element of it. And this is my old head going on. So back in the 1990s, England used to do this where they'd have a provisional squad.
Yeah.
And there was a City player called Paul Lake who got into the squad. And then he didn't make the final squad. But then the England manager at the time, Bobby Robson, rang up City's manager and said, look, this guy's going to be the future of City and the future of England. So I want you to let him know and I want you to manage it well. And I don't know if a player like Wharton, this might be a kind of, look, kids.
Yeah, he's got a future,
let me see.
Mate. He's got a future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because but at the same time, maybe Southgate is thinking, let me give him a chance. Because
already Southgate, I don't like his tactics, but right now the squad he's got me in his good books. Now, if there's not other names, 100. I don't really care if Reece James. Like you got to prove that you can stay fit.
Surprising, but
you got to stay fit. Look, you got to look at the left backs. The only unsurprising one in let's go for the
right backs
keepers. So we can take out one, James Trafford. I don't think he's going to stay in it. That's number one.
And do you know what, James Trafford? James Trafford. No, that's old Trafford. James Trafford. It's a natural progression because he's the England under-21 keeper.
Yeah, when you think of all these keepers, Aaron Ramsdale's about 25, 6 now, I think.
Ramsdale's, I've just realised Ramsdale's in it.
Yeah, Hendo has got to be about 26
Ramsdale
now.
was a bit after how little he's played.
Yeah, Pickford's obviously the most senior out of all of them,
Yeah.
and James Trafford's the young one coming through. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can let's cut him out. That's one. We've got 6 more names, right? Jared Branthwaite, Lewis Dunk, Joe Gomez. So I was looking at this as right backs to left backs, and our left backs ain't the greatest, I'll be real. But the one that stands out for me is not Luke Shaw or Trippier that can play left back. It's actually probably Joe Gomez.
Yeah.
You think of security of England's central defence, it's not that great.
I think Trippier's probably in there because of the fact he can play on the right and the left. Because if we think Trippier has not been great the last...
No, he's been injured as well.
But he's also been pretty poor recently. But he can play on the right, he can play on the left. He's got experience and he's... So I think they probably will take Trippier. I mean, they're going to take Walker, who can play right or central.
It's an interesting one because he's been out for a while as well. He's
There's
just come back.
The problem, I mean, look, let's be honest. John Stones has had limited game time, but I'll put that down to Southgate playing him twice in a friendly when he shouldn't have. And this is the one thing here that pisses me off a little bit. That it's like Southgate, when you had 2 friendlies during the business end of the season, you played Stones twice, right?
Yeah.
And he got injured.
Yeah, of course.
Why don't you give some of these names a chance then in those 2 friendlies?
That's true. Yeah, you're 100% right.
Like when you want it, when it can impact the season, you're going with regulars. Now it's the end of the season when you can't impact nothing. You're giving people a chance. It just don't make sense to me, to be honest. Now I'm like anti Southgate.
I think if we have to deselect 6, right? And again, you're
going to take at least 2 defenders.
2 defenders, one of the midfielders, and then 2 forwards.
Yeah.
And then maybe 3 forwards.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of forwards that should be in midfield anyways. And obviously, Alexander-Arnold, he might be a defender. So if I'm going to pick 2 out of the defenders, I will say Kwanzaa. Great season for his first, you could say, Liverpool debut season. And my other one would probably be Konza.
You've got to think as well what you've got to have a balance of the number that can play on the left and the number that can play on the right.
Yeah, Branthwaite's a left foot, isn't he? Lewis Dunk's a bit of experience.
You're thinking Walker can play on the right. You're thinking Trent can play on the right. You're thinking Trippier can play on the right.
Or left.
Or left, but they're probably the 3 that you go as your 3 right backs. Would you say?
I would say so. Then Luke Shaw's your left footer.
Yeah.
Can play there. Jared Branthwaite maybe might look, but I'll look at Joe Gomez.
Well, both of them, to be fair, can both do the same thing. So if we're taking, and what about Konsa?
I say Konza and Kwanzaa.
Konza and Konza are
was
the
a
two.
right back option in my head, but I think he would prefer Lewis Dunk, Branthwaite, Mark Gahey, Harry Maguire, and John Stones as his trustees.
I'd be taking out Kwanzaa and Konza.
Yeah, crazy that, isn't it?
It's
Midfield,
do you know what? And actually, it's Gomez has earned it.
yeah, midfield. I think just because of status alone, I think Adam Wharton gets taken out,
I think so.
or Hobby.
Or Curtis Jones.
I think Curtis Jones because of seniority and stuff like that, and he's
I
had
hear
more
it.
caps.
But I think Maino looked so damn good when he played for us.
Yeah, maybe Wharton will just be like.
I actually think probably on Maino and Wharton, he's going to take one of those two.
Yeah, it has to be one of them.
Only one of them. Won't take both. 100% will not take both. And he's probably thinking, which one of you two impresses me attitude-wise in training? And then, of course,
Both of them are quite similar. They both can play central midfield and DM.
Yeah, and as far as the final submission, that has to be done and submitted to UEFA by 11 p.m. on the night of the second friendly. So straight after the friendly, he has to know what's going on and submit it.
Yeah, forwards. So we have to take out two. Well, probably have to take out three. The first one that comes straight to my mind is because he doesn't really play him, and I don't really agree with it. But it's gonna. Eze is probably not gonna. I think we should keep him, but I don't think he's going to. I think Eze might miss out.
Yeah,
There's a lot of left. When you think of left wingers,
I think Grealish is at risk, you know.
I can't lie. There's three names in there, and I'll say it. And Anthony Gordon has to be nailed on for me. Proper left winger, that.
Yeah, he's a winger. He's a winger.
I don't want Eze to go because it's a different option, but I've got to feel Foden and all that. I'm not joking. James Maddison, sorry, mate.
Yeah, it's mad. But at this point in the season, do you know Maddison drops off towards the end of the season a lot?
Wait, he does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He does, don't he? I'm actually kind of... Yeah, he does,
Yeah, he does.
I remember the Leicester seasons, yeah.
Well, the Leicester season, he actually, if you remember, the last season under Brendan Rodgers, he actually got dropped because he'd gone out partying.
Yeah. Surprising one, kind of Ivan Toney, that he's gone for him in the end.
Well, Ivan Toney and Ollie Watkins are both there at the moment. Will he go with both of them? I think with Rashford not there, there's a good chance he'll go with both of them
Watkins
now.
can play left as well.
Yeah, and both of them, you know, Rashford can play through the middle. We're not saying he would. Oh, God, I've just realised as well, Raheem Sterling, man, what a drop-off.
Yeah, that's not spoken about enough. I'm looking
You think 2 years ago, you're going Kane, Sterling, Rashford.
That was the front three, innit? Or
Two of them dropped off.
Foden as well, yeah.
Now, Foden, not so much, but those Saka more coming in. If you think, go back to the World Cup, it was Sterling, Rashford, and Kane, and then Saka on the right. But neither of them were in.
What right wings have we got? We got Cole Palmer and Saka have to be there.
Saka with the two
The left
for me.
has to be probably. I'm gonna fling Bellingham up to the midfield. I'll say Phil Foden on the left. That's what I'm looking at right now. And Anthony Gordon.
I think the hardest thing is,
I think it's got to be Maddison's got to go, man.
I think the biggest talking point when it gets down to after this period, when we get into the actual tournament, is who's going to play the 10 role, Foden or Bellingham?
That's the one. We'll know from friendly, he's going to be Bellingham, innit? He's going to have Declan Rice, Bellingham. Central midfield is like, please don't play Conor Gallagher, mate.
But for me, it should be, in the group stages, I would be going with Rice, Bellingham, Foden in front.
4-3-3, not 2 DMs.
And then Saka on the right, and on the left, whether it be, do you know what, Anthony Gordon maybe? Anthony Gordon almost gives you on the left what you're missing now by taking away Rashford.
Well. Yeah.
That he's a winger that he can play that. So I don't know. I like the look of that. Like I said, I think Grealish is at risk because Grealish has never been Southgate's golden boy. He's never been his favourite. And we're coming off the back of, if I'm being honest, this could be Grealish's worst season at City. Just because of game time.
Even from the first season that he had. Yeah, I'll say second.
Because of game time.
Yeah.
Last season was his best season. It was a great season. The season before, he was okay, but he probably... I'm interested to see the game time, but this season he hasn't had enough. So I think Grealish is at risk of not going. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, I would say so. You can't not take Cole Palmer. You cannot take Anthony Gordon, unfortunately. And then maybe Ivan Toney might be at risk, but I'm thinking you have to have 3 strikers in your camp. That's the only issue. So I'm thinking Watkins, Toney.
But that's never been a given with Southgate.
No, you just don't know, innit?
Because all we've heard is he going to take Watkins? Is he going to take Toney? it's a if. There's never will he take both. A lot of people don't think he will take both.
Might,
But you are right. You could play Watkins on the left.
Yeah, you can. That's another option.
Yeah.
So yeah. But other than that, that's our squad, mate, and then that's our Euros, and hopefully it's not something because do you remember when did we meet? Like around that time, innit?
Yeah,
Last
yeah, it was.
Euros.
Yeah, it was.
That was heartbreak.
Nah, was it? Yeah, it was the Euros.
It was. Yeah.
Was that 4 years ago?
No, it was in 2021, wasn't it?
Yeah,
swear
it got moved probably because of COVID.
Yeah, about 3
Did it
years.
get moved because of COVID?
3 years ago.
But I don't know. I look at. I'm now at a point where I have the FA Cup final this weekend to look forward to. After that, so do you actually, Cass?
Nah, do I look forward to it?
After that, I was kind of when I left Piccadilly on Monday. I was thinking, "Fuck, I'm not going to be here till August now." And then I thought, "It's all right. I've got Wembley next weekend." Then I thought, after that, and the Euros made me think, you know what? At least I've got some football. I'm still not ruling out a little trip to Germany as well. You know.
Well, here we go. But there you go, people. But make sure you smash the like button. England squad announced. Who's going to get cut? Who doesn't? You're yet to see in it in a bit, and we'll be back for our next one.